more on the Belt and Road Forum. I'm joined from Beijing by political analyst Qinduo Xu. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Suzanne.
This is a first-of-its-kind conference. Tell us more about it, what your expectations are, and what will be the main takeaway.
Well, I think this is, as we reported earlier, this is a good opportunity for people around the world to get to know and to better know about, what's this about. For a lot of people in other countries, One Belt, One Road remains like a mystery. In Western countries, there are even some questions and doubts about what's the initiative, what's behind the initiative, especially if this is the Chinese strategy to rule the world, like to overtake the world. No, it's quite simple. It started from this basic idea of interconnectedness, basically between China and countries in neighboring countries like Southeast Asia and Central Asia. You build a road, bridge, and ports. So it's to facilitate this free flow of trade, free flow of goods and people. That's the Chinese idea. On one hand, you can reduce your overcapacity from China. On the other hand, you can do well in terms of trade, because if you have a growing market around China, and then you can sell goods to those countries. So it's mutually benefit, basically. I think, on the so-called takeaway for a lot of people, I think people will have a better understanding of what this initiative is about. And for other countries, especially if they have their heads of the state or government heads being in Beijing, participating here, I think probably they are already prepared to sign a kind of agreement, basically, to jointly build certain projects within their country to work with China officially. So that would be, I guess, at the end of the day, that would be the fruit for this two-day meeting here in Beijing.
It includes plans for new roads, high-speed rail, power plants, pipelines, ports, airports, telecommunication links. This is an amazing plan. Why do you think more Western leaders are not attending this meeting?
Well, I think there's still, at the side, lingering this doubts and questions. People often see this as a zero-sum game, like especially between China and Beijing. People will see like the rise of China somehow at the expense of the United States or relative decline of the United States. I think this is like a misreading or misleading information. If you look at the China's plan, it's not like organization. It's not a aligned group of people, like a group of country here. We are talking about basically an open system. The system is open basically to every country, not only developing countries, but also countries like Washington, Western European countries. This is rich countries. But the thing is, like, I think it takes time for people to get to know, what's really about. You see, at the end of basically Friday, just like 2 days before the opening of the summit, the U.S. agrees to send a delegation. Countries like Australia, they're still taking like a wait-and-see attitudes, despite the need that they are also looking at their infrastructure. They need a lot of investment. If you look at today in the world, China is a country which has the financial resources, which has the technology to basically build the infrastructure in a very quick way. And also China has the will basically to do infrastructure. China has accumulated a huge amount of experience of building roads, ports, high-speed rail. Probably China is the strongest in this respect. It's really up to other countries. If they agree to cooperate, that's fine. If they don't, probably it takes more time. It's perfectly fine, I guess, here.
Well, Qinduo Xu, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate your insight. We'll be speaking with you again, joining us live from Beijing.